Hello and welcome back to Gaming Weekly.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving!
Yeah, I hope you guys had a great holiday.
Yeah, we're here to distract you from the shame of eating 2 whole pies and then trampling an old man to death during Black Friday.
It's the American tradition. Anyway, that 4K Bravia was worth it, Your Honor.
And what better way to forget your own shame than reveling in the shame of another?
Let that one sink in. On that note, Fallout 76 is here and big oof.
Oh boy.
Oof.
Yeah.
So many oofs. Life isn't too rosy over there in the wasteland.
Yeah, if you're thinking of heading out into the wastes of West Virginia, here's a rundown of the biggest glitches, bugs, and general annoyances we've encountered in the mountain state.
First up is a simple oversight, but an annoying one. The button to transfer items to a dead body is also the button that reloads your gun.
That's true. That means if you're using a gun that puts you close to dead bodies, which happens a lot by the way, you'll often pop open the transfer window as soon as you kill an enemy when you want to reload. And since the game doesn't pause when menus are up, enjoy getting swiped and shot and hit while you're wondering why there's a big empty menu popping up all over your face.
Yeah, and hey, speaking of menus, or at least staring at them and dead bodies, it brings us to our second annoyance with Fallout 76. There's still no item comparison to guns and gear you find on the ground. So does that rifle do more damage than yours? You'll just have to pick it up and find out.
You gotta pick up everything in this game. Whoa, hold up there, champ. You're over encumbered. You picked up too much. That's not a problem, though. Just another healthy dose of poking back through all your menus to figure out what to wear. All while not paused, meaning at any point a mutant can donkey punch your over encumbered ass.
Nice. And that brings us to number 3, the menus. All of them. You want to talk about this one, Lawrence?
Yeah, the menus are, boy, they're just trash garbage. I'm sorry, it's bad.
Yep.
So let's play a fun game here. I got a little screenshot for you guys. I'm gonna bring it up and then you guys can tell me what buttons do what. All right, so yes, look at this wonderful menu here. You got like 2 horizontal menus, 1 vertical one.
Sure.
The top one there, stat item day, what would you say move you back and forth on that one?
I'm gonna say A and D, only because of WAS A and D.
Arrow
A&D?
keys,
Sure.
left and right.
No, actually it's W and S. So the buttons that move you forward and backwards on PC are the ones that make you go left and right. In the menus, let's skip down one. That menu under that, what do you think moves you left and right on that
Is that
one?
what you mean, weapons, apparel, A and miscellaneous?
Yeah.
Numpad, I guess?
How about Q and E? How about those?
No, that's like favorite and stuff. So that A and D move you left and right.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense on console either, where triggers move you up and down, and then left or right on the D-pad moves that one, not the bumpers, because that's something else.
Oh, man.
Even though the bumpers are right under the triggers.
Okay.
I don't know, man. It's and also if you want to go up and down on that list, it's the arrow keys or mouse wheel.
So the menu woes go beyond having no idea to go through all the game's tabs. There are general annoying inconsistencies, like needing to hit tab to exit a Pip-Boy menu, but hitting escape to leave terminals or cancel lockpicking, and hacking attempts. This actually, I remember this in Fallout 4. They just moved it over.
carried it
Yeah,
over.
Why?
It's the exact same thing. They have
There's another button you can press that they don't tell you, and I don't remember what it is, but I had to Google it. It's so annoying. Anyway, there's the age-old chestnut of asking you if you want to quit, meaning you have to hit cancel and then hit OK. Yeah, I remember this from Fallout 4. It was fucking annoying.
It's all there.
It's still there.
It's
God.
the worst. It is the worst. And like Lawrence said, the problem with that is that when you're trying to pause the game, because you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna slow it down for a second, you can't pause.
There's no pause, right? It's
no
online.
pause, so.
Yeah.
You'll learn early on that your enjoyment in Fallout 76 will hinge on how little time you can spend in menus, which incidentally brings us to our 4th gripe about the game. If your gun breaks in combat, which happens a lot, and you haven't set up alternatives in your favorites wheel, which is also really annoying, you'll have to dive into the menus to panic equip a new gun while scorchers slap your catatonic body because you're sitting there staring at menus in front of your face. It's either that or try to punch everything to death, which doesn't work, and those tough Virginia miners know how to take a hit. Wow, let me tell you.
So your eyeballs better be ready to take a few hits as we move on to number 5, because Fallout 76 is not a looker. Hit the ugly tree and hit every branch. Fell from the ugly tree and hit every branch going down.
That's what it is.
So in addition to just generally looking dated for an open world game in 2018, there are numerous graphical glitches in the game.
Lawrence, what are they? Please tell me.
Well, hold on now. Let's not be unfair. Those aren't glitches, that's just how Appalachia looks in real life. So yes, come see the fantastic glowing rocks that emit like just blinding beams of light right into your face at night. Thrill to the mysterious haunted doors. Are they open or closed? Who knows, but you can't go through them either way. Experience the excitement of trying to shoot enemies as they like glitch and warp all over the place. It's part of the game. It makes VATS usable, I guess.
And don't they get stuck in T-poses too?
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen any T-posing yet.
I saw a couple also. I saw them stuck in walls. So you'd see like one arm sticking out of a wall and a little bit of a face. Cool. It was great, yeah. Maybe we're thinking about this all wrong though, because it seems like the enemies of the Appalachian Wasteland aren't enemies at all.
Oh.
At least according to our 6th problem with the game. Enemy AI often doesn't trigger or work properly in the first place, which is pretty easy. I like that. Meaning you can easily get sneak attacks and walk right up to baddies before they even react to you being there.
Wow. I mean, at least it feels good to get a sneak attack in, right? Saves you lots of ammo.
And it makes for some great photo opportunities with your new friends.
I don't know. Okay, guys. This isn't even fair. We're all the way up to the 7th bug on our list, and we haven't even talked about multiplayer yet.
Boy, jeez.
That's the whole point, right? This game?
Yeah,
That's why we're here.
Yeah, Lawrence, tell us why that's the point.
Oh, because I mean that's the selling feature, right? You're playing with other people.
Play with your
Fallout 4
friends.
Sure.
Yeah, PvP kind of sucks. Sorry. So Fallout 76's heart is in the right place. The mechanic's actually pretty smart, but in practice it doesn't work super great. So PvP works on a slap mechanic. You can shoot anyone you want whenever you want, but until they shoot you back and make it mutual, you deal like reduced damage to them.
Yep.
So you can pick at somebody, and until they shoot you back, all you can do is pick at them no matter what level they are. But you can still pick them to death, which means that if somebody's really dedicated, they'll just follow you around, thumping you in the ear, and that means you have 10 minutes of just some dude swatting you with a bat.
They did it to the Lawrence too.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty funny the first time. It wasn't so funny the rest of the time. So yeah, you're there picking out your stim packs, you're getting your shotgun shells, and some dude just bap, 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 over and over again.
I mean, by the 100th bat, shouldn't it just start doing damage to them?
Well,
it would encourage you to not do that?
The balance mechanic is that if somebody kills you in that way, they get a big bounty placed on them. So then if somebody else kills them, they get this huge load of caps, which is part of the game's resources. That's how it's supposed to work.
Guess.
But if somebody's gonna troll you, they're gonna do it. And this game actually makes it pretty easy to do, so.
Well, yeah, I guess nothing really immerses you in the Appalachian wasteland like having 3 people follow you around, thumping you on the ear over and over until you slowly die. I guess don't worry though, there's virtually 0 punishment for being killed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just another minor inconvenience as you go find your lunch bag of dropped items and carry on your way.
Okay, fine, all right. Maybe the PvP isn't the hottest, but we play Fallout for the story.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's
Love
one of
that
the
story.
best things.
So that's number 8 on the list. The story is not the best.
What do you mean, Bruce?
Well, since Fallout 76 ditches NPCs, story is now told exclusively through audio logs and banks of emails you find on terminals. Lots of reading and listening, both of which have their problems. Audio logs are long and often near other quest objectives, meaning that as soon as you start listening to one, it'll get cut off as soon as a robot calls you on the radio to tell you what to do next.
No.
And yeah, even though there are no NPCs, there are an awful lot of robots. Man, they're everywhere. That can't wait to give you a list of items they've misplaced around the wasteland. It's true, they're all walking up to you, bumping into you. You're like, want to do this, want to do this? You're like, oh my gosh.
Are they just dropping stuff?
I mean, no, they're trying to get you to do quests for them. It's stupid.
Even emails are not a great way to get story as they aren't always sorted chronologically. Some terminals will list the most recent email at the top, meaning you get the climactic conclusion of a story, you didn't even know what was happening.
I didn't know that. That was good.
You get the end and the beginning. It's like Memento. It's great. So anyway, on top of that, some of these email stories happen before the bombs fell and some after, meaning you have to pay attention to the date stamps to figure out the context of anything you read. It's often more effort than it is worth.
But Lawrence, who cares? I'm not here for any of that story shit. I just want to go tromp around Appalachia, shoot some guns, pick up some loot, and do some damn quests.
Ooh, not so fast there,
Oh.
Bruce. Yeah, our ninth and final annoyance with the game is that a lot of the quests are just broken. Like, they just don't work. A lot of the times, and this happened to me multiple times, you'll get a new quest, but the objective doesn't show up on the map. You have to log out of the game and back in to make it pop up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I can work around that, except the quests have no context about where to go. So if the diamond isn't there, you are lost. Either you're left wondering if that's how the quest is supposed to work, or you just log out and back in to see if it tries. But when you log out and in, it repopulates enemies. So that's cool. There was also another quest that was just flat, straight up broken, could not be finished, was just stuck in your log forever. Hot update though, as of November 19th, the day of recording, the patch notes say that has been fixed. So now you can fix your ticket dispenser and get your fucking ticket and clear that shit out of your log.
How much are you guys getting paid to be game testers for this thing?
We paid $60
Cost
for
$60.
it.
Right, they paid you $60.
No, we
What?
paid $60.
I'm sorry, what?
Doesn't that feel good? It only took a week to be able to finish one of the game's earliest quests. Right after you got the patch, and then you were able to clear out your quest log and log back in and back
All right.
out.
So Lawrence, I haven't played the game. I know you and Bruce have been going through it. Is it really that bad?
It's not trash.
It's not.
But
That's
it's
right.
not great. So this is a multiplayer mod for Fallout 4. It feels like a lot of multiplayer mods I've played that the community have made for other games like Just Cause and things like that. It's got the same problems of like a game that at its core is not designed around being multiplayer than thrust in there. If you liked Fallout 4, you'll probably like a lot about Fallout 76.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not here to tell you you can't like the game or that it's objectively bad. It's instead that like essentially you're just trading NPCs and dialogue trees for other players. So if you like running across other players and how pathological they can be and seeing what they make with the creation tools, which can be fun, there is value in that. But the rest of the game is just a rickety, kind of shambling mess. But so was Fallout 4. So I don't really understand the wave of discontent with this one, but it is also fundamentally an early access game, kind of like you were saying, Adam. Like, this game has a higher Metacritic rating on PC, which I think speaks volume about the kind of game it is and what the audience is willing to accept. PC players have been dealing with early access games for years now, stuff like Ark and what have you. It's very similar to that.
But it's not early access, Lawrence.
It's not early access.
I bought Fallout 76, not Fallout 76 early access.
I mean, just because they didn't put it in the title. I don't know. This to me sounds a lot like No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
where
yes, that's exactly what it is.
It's hitting weird levels of hype. And I was like, call me in 2 years when it's working.
You are absolutely correct. In 1 year's time, if they are able to dedicate, Bethesda's able to dedicate time to the game, you're going to come back to me like, oh, this is cool. This is what it was supposed to be. I get it.
In the meantime, Red Dead Redemption is out. It's a full game. You can go play that. Battlefield came out. That's a full game as far as I can tell. There's a lot of things to play right now that you don't have to sink time in this.
There's also one other game that just came out that lots of kids and adults are playing alike. Pokemon Let's Go!
What happened? I leave for 1 weekend.
Seriously? Okay, so this one is like half a nostalgia play, half for kids, meaning it exists in a really weird space for Pokemon fans, which naturally I know you both are.
That is us. We are huge Pokemon fans.
They still making movies of that?
You love your favorites. Cars.
And Magic Mike Carp.
It's called Magikarp, but there's also Mansplaining on.
Tell me more.
That's my favorite.
Not a real Pokemon, but it's fine. So if you've missed the trailers, basically it's set in the Kanto region, which is where the first Pokemon games took place. And that makes it genuinely delightful. You can see Pokemon running through the tall grass rather than just randomly encountering them as you wade through those areas. And you have like a properly animated Pokemon buddy walking around with you. So for Pokemon fans, it's just really sweet and wholesome.
Okay, but what if and I know you probably weren't expecting me to say this, but what if I don't give a fuck about Pokemon? How's the actual game part?
Okay, so actually that's where it loses me. Full disclosure, this is a children's game and I will argue to the death, I will fight you on this, that core Pokemon RPGs aren't exclusively, since they can get really, really complex. They aren't just kids games, all right? All right? Don't try to fight me on it.
We're not. We agree.
No horse in this race.
Excellent. So Let's Go is a little more lighthearted, and while it follows basically the same sort of tropes like collect 8 badges and then fight the Elite Four, it now adopts Pokemon Go's catching system. That is basically instead of battling, you throw a Pokeball at the right time, and that's also how you earn most of your XP to level up your party.
But you don't even get to have your anti-vax and your Encelebi fight to the death anymore. What's the point, Alanah? That's stupid.
Still not real Pokemon, but there are still battles, just not for catching, and they're a lot easier than they used to be. You can destroy basically an entire team with this really early move that Pikachu gets. Plus, for some reason, Pikachu can learn water-type moves, meaning that it's just nothing really can be destroyed by Omega Pikachu.
It's good. Pikachu's strongest.
Apparently.
Pikachu's my friend.
I mean,
All right,
electricity
Ash.
is conducted through
water.
Well, through salt though. Technically, water doesn't. Pure water doesn't carry electricity.
Sure, whatever, nerd. But anyway, you still have to have a varied team, just not by anywhere near as much as you do in the mainline games.
Okay, I get it. So I still need to make sure I have like an Elephant to counter the vaginosis. Okay.
Exactly. But if you remove the challenge from Pokemon, and really there is like 0 challenge here, you also remove all of the grinding, which is probably the biggest complaint that most non-Pokemon players tend to have about the series. It's a Pokemon game for people who got into Pokemon Go but not the core series, or for people who never got into Pokemon at all but might still like the idea of spending time with the original 150 because they are a cultural phenomenon basically. And all of that is okay, it's cool, not every game has to be for me, but it's not without its own set of frustrations as well.
That's like catching too many platypussy, am I right? You gotta read that one too.
Yeah, I hate when Wiggly Tits fills up my Pokeballs.
Look, that's your own issue.
That's a good read.
Mine is very specifically about the mechanics of this Pokemon game. So basically, the game indicates a Pokemon is going to be easy to catch based on like a color that it has as a ring around it when you throw something at it. But for whatever reason, sometimes it still takes like 10 throws to catch something that's yellow, which is supposed to be the easy to catch. Throwing Pokeballs at a thing will randomly work or won't work. And it's not like I'm asking for complete consistency. I just want it to be stat-based and depend on the timing of my throws and what items I use or whatever. Right now, it just feels like it's kind of arbitrarily pulled that sometimes you'll catch something and sometimes you'll throw 12 fucking Pokeballs before the thing stays in the ball and you just keep throwing over and over again.
That's how Go is. That's the way Go works.
Yes, and it's bad.
Wow.
Which is relative. It's like, it almost feels too much like a mobile game in that they would be benefited in a mobile game by me running out of Pokeballs and me having to spend money on them. But in this, it's also easy to get the Pokeballs, so it's not like there's a risk if you don't catch them, you're just fucking throwing over and over again.
Wow, sounds like you had a rough weekend.
I did.
So even if I want to catch a Trumparoo, it could take me like 5 minutes.
What about Vibranium?
Well, how about a Dingoism?
Yes. And on top of that, there are just a few Joy-Con hiccups that if you're playing docked, it's like prompts are really easy to miss sometimes. There are some camera angle issues. It's like back in the day when you'd spam whatever button at a Pokemon Center and accidentally loop the healing of your Pokemon, but
Yeah,
the
right.
opposite
Yeah,
where you just
I hate it
miss
when that happens.
some
Tell me
stuff
about it.
entirely. We've all been there.
Whoa.
Okay. And yeah, the camera angle issues just mean things kind of look weird, but it's all fairly minor. I prefer playing handheld for most of the game, which I do for most Switch games anyway.
That actually reminds you of the good old days of healing your Suckaduck at the Poke Store.
All right, we're running out of fake Pokemon names here, Alanah. What's the verdict on this game?
Basically, it's a cute, very sweet, very wholesome game that I think a lot of people will enjoy, but especially Pokemon newcomers and younger players. I still got a lot out of it based on the nostalgia of the Kanto region. It's a lot like Pokemon Yellow, which is really sweet, and there are all these references to different Pokemon games and different types of medium through there. So I'm happy that it exists to the extent that even reviewing its mechanics feels kind of odd, but as a game, it is lacking.
Where's Pikachu?
Who cares?
Pikachu's there. It's part of the original 150.
He's my friend.
He was the main character in the cartoon. Anyway, maybe we'll have to miss out on this chance to catch a Peugeot or a Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. I already have enough Eggers and Daewoo's.
You guys just listing old car brands now? Is that what this is
Yeah,
now?
of course.
Hondamon!
They were Pokemon, I thought. I thought the Hyundai was a Pokemon.
Toyota Con.
Speaking of shilling old cars, we've got merch!
That's right.
T-shirts.
Yeah, get all your Rooster Teeth merch right now. It's all 20% off the entire store. So you
Wow.
go to store.fun.house.
That's old merch, new merch, all your merch this Black Friday. That's when this show went up. It's happening right now today. If you're watching it on Friday, it's happening now.
Get you some shirts, yo.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Have fun with your broken games.
They're fun.
Sure. I'm not telling you how to have fun. Or not to.